Well, hello, Twitch, LinkedIn, X, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Frank Lavinia, and you can catch me on X as Frank Digs Data, and franksworld.com, datadriven.tv, and impactquantum.com. Speaking of data-driven TV, a new show dropped last night or early this morning, depending on where you are. Max Sklar, who was a data scientist at Foursquare, and he's doing his own kind of podcast now called The Local Maximum. And I'd highly recommend you check that out. As for me, you can probably tell that my voice is very scratchy. I was actually on the fence about live streaming today. But I did manage to stop the sniffling, headache, chills, and coughing long enough to do something that kind of was inspired by Noelle, good friend Noelle Russell, who was going to do this kind of segment yesterday. I think she ended up writing an article. Let's see, can I just do this? Basically, there's a website called This Day in Tech History. Again, I don't own it. I don't have any relationship with them. But it turns out that today, on January 3rd, 2009, was the start of Bitcoin. This was the Genesis block, and it was today. Also today, the Mars Polar Lander was launched. And additionally, the Motorola StarTAC was introduced. Now, you kids today will not be able to understand the importance of this phone. This phone was a status symbol. This was the iPhone Supermax 2000 of its day. When you saw somebody with one of these, you knew that they were a player. They were a real mocker. You know what I mean? They were real. They got things done. And this was a big time status symbol back then. And I just think it's interesting that today I was actually in the car dropping the kids off at daycare and whatnot, and there was actually a radio segment from the BBC, satellite radio. Yeah, I guess I'm flexing, about predictions for the next year, and one of them was kind of like, what to make of cryptocurrency, what to make of Bitcoin. And one of the presenters, I forget who it was, had said something very profound. It's not so much that, obviously, Bitcoin is kind of the bellwether for how cryptocurrencies generally do, but also it's not so much what people do with the cryptocurrencies that's interesting, although there's certainly going to be a lot of things interesting in that happening, particularly as regulators in the U.S. will allow larger banks and whatnot to trade in them, which seems to be the pending legislation or regulation. But also, this was the profound part, that people are always finding new ways to use distributed ledger technology. And I thought that was very cogent. That was probably the most cogent thing of, honestly, the entire show. Obviously, they were talking about AI predictions and things like that. But I think that there's no need to ponder the importance of AI, and I'll get to that in the future stream, because I can feel my voice going away. And you don't want to see me live streaming coughing, although I suppose some people would. Anyway, I would just, again, when it comes to technologies like blockchain, Bitcoin, or whatever, it's not so much the obvious stuff, right? The obvious stuff is interesting. However, it's the unique and novel ways to approach this. Now, to take it back to AI, the novel, unique things to AI is thinking beyond the chatbot, thinking beyond what you would do with a large language model, little things like that. So with that, I am going to preserve what is left for my voice for the next meeting I have today, and wish you a happy day. And once again, the site is thisdayintechhistory.com. They did a good job registering that domain name. And you have a great day.